Hey everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So today is another order fulfillment for several people. So I'm going to do 3 of them in one order. One is for a hippo, just like the one that I had made the other day. So I'm just going to duplicate this. And this one wanted a hedgehog. Actually, I need to make 2 hedgehogs. I'm going to do the first one. I'm not sure if I'm going to do both in this video or just one. They wanted me to replicate the one that when Irene was with me, she had made one with this color, dark green, from Lightwish. This is their starry colored series. So she wanted me to duplicate the hedgehog in that color. Somebody else wanted a hedgehog done in caramel. So if I get to 2 of them, I will. Otherwise, I'll just be doing the one. And then somebody else wanted a set of coasters that are the reversible, the crackle and the geode style. Now, I kind of want to do this one on video because I'm going to be experimenting. I may have to redo them. If I have to redo them, then I'll definitely be doing 2 hedgehogs because she wanted silver and blue. The problem with silver alcohol ink is it's going to look like gray because alcohol ink in resin does not really have that silvery color that you really like, metallic-y. My idea is to use silver flake in place. I don't know how this is going to work. So if it's a complete bomb, you're going to learn too. Blue is easy. I chose blue. This one is the 60 pack of Let's Resin mica powders. But I want to really try this because if that's the case, I have tons of foils in all different colors that I could do this with. So like I said, complete experiment. I'm going to set these 2 aside for now, flip them over, flip this over, because the first thing I'm going to do is get this painted with the mica powder that I use, which is this one. This is from Into Resin. All my discount codes and everything you can use are in my description box, along with everything I'm using today. So the first thing I'm going to do, because this one's pretty simple, it's straightforward, you're just gonna paint this into the mold. If you've been doing resin for a while, most of you do this already. So this one's not really something dramatic, but this mold does take the powder really well, which made that hippo over there turn out really, really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and just quick fast forward this because this may get to be a long video, and we'll save some of the other time for some of the other things that we're doing. So enjoy the music. Alright, so today I'm going to be using the epoxy resin by Let's Resin for everything, just because I want to use it for the geode ones for sure, so I'm just going to use it for everything. So I've got 6 ounces. I can't remember how much these hold, and I didn't want to put water in them today because I wanted to make sure they were dry. So I'm guessing 2.5, so I mixed up 3 each. This one's going to be black. This is my Eye Candy black pigment paste. I'm just going to, I am going to run these both through the vacuum chamber today, just because I want the Lightwish one for sure to go through it. So since I'm going to be turning it on anyway, I'm going to put the black one through it, even though it really doesn't need it, the black one. But I will avoid, hopefully, any micro bubbles forming on the hippo by putting it in there anyway. It doesn't hurt anything. It just takes some time, but it's only a few minutes. It doesn't really take even that long of a time. So very little black pigment goes very, very far. That's all you need, just the tip of your stick. And get that mixed in, and then let's do this Lightwish one. And this has a starry effect. This one's kind of cool. I had to go back and watch the video because I thought she had poured a blue one, and I didn't want to make a blue one and be wrong. So I did have to go back and watch the video, and I was wrong. It was this one. This is like a metallic-y alcohol ink. And I want enough in there that you're going to see it. So it's going to take quite a bit. And because I'm going to be stirring it so much, I don't want bubbles forming. I'm going to get a nice hefty squirt. I can't remember how much Irene put in there, so I'm just going to guess. Actually, I wasn't even watching her when she did this because I had her daughter with me too, and I was watching what her daughter was doing more than what Irene was doing. So I think that should be good because it will be that deep. So I think that should be enough in there. Even though it looks pretty light on the stick, I don't think it's going to get any darker. It's more of a starry effect. So let's try that. All right, I'm going to throw these in the vacuum chamber. We'll get those poured and then we're going to start the geodes. So for the black, I'm just going to pour it in slowly because I want those ears to fill up nicely. Kind of tap it on the bottom. I have never had a problem with the ears, but the first time I don't pay attention is probably that time that'll happen. So we'll see how much this takes. I really need to start a little notebook. I have not done that yet. When I go too high on my mold, then I have a chin to trim. So yeah, that took like 2 ounces. All right, I'm gonna move him. This one I'm gonna squirt with alcohol because of all those little points on his back. So hopefully alcohol will get in all those little points and it'll get pushed out by the resin. And this one as well, I'm sure I over poured. I have so many extras to finish over here from other things too, so you might get a plethora of seeing my extras today. This mold I can't sell. That's why she ordered the actual hedgehog from me, because I don't have the time to fix the original because the original isn't correct. And it doesn't make a good mold. It makes a decent resin casting. Yeah, I've got about an ounce and a half left of that too. So maybe I'll try to find something to pour these into. It makes a decent resin casting, but I don't feel comfortable selling a mold that's not perfect. So I'm just gonna get that bubbles out. I'm going to set these aside. Maybe I'll set them out of the way so we can get those to cure. I'm going to find something to do with these extras and then mix up some more resin for the coasters. I have 6 ounces mixed up. I'm going to use the blue for about 1 ounce I set aside, but I don't think we need that much. So you want enough mica powder so it's going to do its thing. I'm just going to stir that up and set it aside, and then I'm going to pour clear in the bottom of each mold. Now the clear in the bottom is going to give us the crackle effect on the opposite side. If you don't put clear in the bottom and you just do the geode, you'll still get the geode effects. You just won't have a nice backside. That looks pretty good, but I always do a tinge more. Just a little bit more. I keep grabbing too much. I don't want it too heavy. I thought this blue would look pretty with silver. Hopefully this works out with this foil. I have no idea. Then I'm going to, pour the clear in, save a little bit for the end so I can dump clear in the center. So let me just get some clear in the bottom, just enough to coat it, not any more than that. So you don't want to use it all up. I'm just going to get it to the edges. It's probably going to split. If you don't put enough in, it's going to separate from itself. But we need that clear in the bottom to have the crackle effect. Then I'm going to quick pour the blue around the edge after I get everything ready. Don't get ahead of yourself or you're going to not get the results you're looking for. So make sure you have everything ready as far as colors mixed before you start pouring them in. See how that's separating right there? It's because I don't have enough in there, but I'm just going to make it work. All right, so I'm going to pour some in here and keep enough back. Since I'm using clear and foil, I don't need as much clear because it's already gonna be clear. Generally, I just do 2 colors and a clear. So I'm just gonna grab a bunch of foil, get it mixed up, pulled apart in here. And I probably will be putting some of this foil in the center of hers since she wanted the silver. And I'm going to put a lot in because I want to be able to see it. That blue is going to probably take over a lot of the space, even though I'm not using that much. This is like one huge piece in this bottle. Trying not to get it everywhere. It's like blowing around. Let me shut this bottle up first. When you mix it in your resin, it'll pretty much break apart for you. And I'm hoping it'll still stay the metallic-y silver. And I'm hoping it'll do, I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking. I hope this works. If not, we're gonna go to the Old Faithful, which is actually I'd have to use a silver mica powder, not an alcohol ink. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea what's gonna happen. All right, let me pour my blue. Get this out of the way. I'm just gonna squish my little cup here. Oh, see how that flies everywhere? Let me get this out of the way.
What you doing?
You wanna play?
I thought you never asked.
I know I always say the wrong things. I'm making an order.
For
several people.
Like?
I don't have their names in front of me.
You want me to add this stuff?
No. I didn't use it all, so.
I could put this in for you.
I could do it.
Well, you just asked me if I wanted to help.
I know. I said, do you want to play? We can get new molds out and do yours.
No.
As he leaves the room.
I'm leaving.
He's leaving. I do not know if this is going to work. I'm kind of second guessing my decisions here. I kind of want this to go everywhere, and then I'll make a little hole in the center with my clear. But like I said, this needs to all be broken up. I don't know if the mica powder is going to react well with this stuff. Especially these large pieces that didn't get broken up. Yep, definitely having second thoughts. See all these big chunks? We're gonna find out. I don't know. I'm stumped. I want some more in here. If it works, I want more. If it doesn't work, well, maybe I will grab my 2 other molds and make my backup plan at the same time, just so I don't have to do it again later. I think that's a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna take my clear, pour it down the center, and hope it works. In the meantime, I'm gonna grab 2 more molds, get my silver mica powder out, and we'll do them side by side and see what happens, because I don't have high hopes for this one. I am gonna spray the top. Actually, I'm not gonna spray it. I'm going to torch it because I don't want the alcohol to ruin anything. Or you can use your heat gun, which I should have done. All right, let me get some other stuff mixed up and we're gonna do a side-by-side comparison. All right, I mixed up more resin. I've got my metallic silver out. Let's start this process again. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit in each one. That one's doing something. They're both doing something, but I don't think it's the effect that I really gonna want it to have. So I'm pretty glad I'm doing this right now. I might suck that center out with a syringe and try to close it because I'm not sure we're gonna get anything like I dreamed. See how much resin I'm saving, you guys? You don't have to do these little experiments if you watch me make my mistakes. So I'm just gonna use this same little cup of the blue. I'm just gonna add some more blue after I wipe my stick off. Decent amount. I just don't want that silver to turn gray. I don't know how else to get silver mixed in resin. And again, this is why I send pictures to people, because I want them to approve. I don't want them to feel like they have to take something that didn't work. All right, the blue's ready. Now the silver. I'm going to just pour some in here. Save a little in the back so I could pour some clear in the center. And hopefully this one works. We could possibly have 2 bombs. I don't know. This metallic, the only thing I like to use it for is like painting on the mold. I'm not crazy about mixing it into resin. I don't even know if this is going to have the effect that I want it to have for the geode. See how the metallic goes away and you're ended up with a little bit of gray? I don't know. I hope this doesn't take over. Metallics do tend to take over. I wonder if I should have done it the opposite. Less metallic and more blue. I don't know. Here we go. Well, I need to mix this a little bit better. All right. Here goes nothing. Let me just get this back to the side. Come on. There we go. Same thing. No clue. I can't even guess what's going to happen. See how the metallics always float? I don't think it matters how much you stir these in. They never get completely mixed in. Let's try it. I might not be putting much in. I might be having a lot of metallic extras today. I did start filling up, you know that abalone 2-tiered jar thing I made the other day? I started putting extras in that to give away with the lid. So I'm going to do the extras in the lid and in the jar, 1 tier. And when that's full, then I will go ahead and give that away instead of the hands. Here goes nothing, you guys. She might be picking 2 new colors after this. Let me grab my little torch. Oh, look what that did to the silver. I got no clue what's going to happen. I've got a lot of silver left over. I didn't want to go crazy overboard, so I'm going to do something with the extras and see what happens. All right, so mid-video break, and I sent her pictures, showed her that I didn't think they worked. She wants these ones, so she didn't want me to change anything about these, and she knows that the crackle effect is not going to happen. She still wants them. I tried to talk her out of them, but she still wants them, so she's going to get those. I'm going to do something with these because it kind of has a cool little edge, and I don't like the center, so I'm thinking I have these little stickers that kind of go with it. I don't know. I'm going to finish them off and see what happens. I think there's a crackle effect on the bottom, but I'm not completely sure how great it is. So that's my plan for those. So here's the extras from this batch. A whole bunch of keychains. Here's one with a turtle. I just put the silver and the blue together. This one is just blue. And then I had these little sticker things I put on some of them. And this one, and this one. I have a lot of extras to show you guys. So I have several things I poured the last couple of days from other things. So since I was finishing all those, I finished everything else. Check out this one. So Barbara sent me this mold in that package. It's an Oreo cookie. Isn't that cute? It's got like a sandwich layer or a little icing layer inside, and the bottom is flat. So I drilled a hole through it and I made a little keychain out of the Oreo cookie. Isn't that adorable? And let's see, I had one of these I didn't like because it had bubbles, so I decided to make it into a keychain. This is my flower mold. So that is that. I have a couple of pendants. This one is for Renee. She wanted this one, so that one's getting set aside for her. And then these were from a pour the other day. I had orange and yellow. This one is pretty transparent. I just added some sparkle to it and some UV resin and then a butterfly on that one. And then I had these two. I haven't used those feathers yet, so I thought that looked good, and I stuck a little rhinestone at the top where they came together. And then this one, this was from a black pour that I did. And this one was from that same pour, so I stuck a tree of life on the keychain and a little bird. And some sparkle dust in that top layer. Here's another little pendant. I put some sparkle dust in the top layer, added the little charm, and then this pinch bail has a little tiny diamond-like thing on it. And then 3 more. Here's my cinnamon sticks with a little ladybug attached to it for the flower. And this was Mermaid Kisses. And I put those 3D flowers on. And this one was Mermaid Kisses as well. And the Tree of Life. So tons of extras today. I'm just going to set these all aside, get them out of my way so I do not get resin on them. We're gonna unmold these things and see how they turned out before we move on with the rest of these coasters. So hopefully my little hippo guy came out good. He pops right out. Oh yeah, look at that guy. Got one little bubble there I'm gonna try to do something with. Maybe I'll put some rhinestones around his little ears. I'm gonna do his little face, trim up his little chin. But look at the color. I just love the color shift on this thing. So that's him. He is finished. And I will pour this again. So we'll do the other one during this video since I have to do a top coat anyway. And the other one is going to be the caramel color. Oh, is he cute or what? Look at the sparkle. Like I said, the resin comes out fine. I just am not happy with the silicone mold. So he is done and ready to ship. I'm going to trim him up, keep that there. So my extras, with the black extras, I poured my cupcake mold. So not the one I use for extras, not that soap mold. This is the cupcake mold that I made. So I'm going to pop him out. So we got a black cupcake with facets all over. Not too shabby. Oh, I didn't clean my mold out. I could see things on it that I don't like. So yeah, oh well. That looks really cute. I will do something with that one. This one is a mold I made as well. This one might be a little hard for me to get out. This is actually that little dessert cup that I made a long time ago. And that's not ready to come out. It's still too soft. This one is hard to unmold. I'm gonna let this cure with everything else. I'm gonna make overnight because I don't want to ruin it. But I used the rest of that green from the hedgehog and it filled it perfectly. So that was that one. So on these, I think what I'm gonna do is just use these big bunch of flowers. These are the only flower or sticker period that went with this color without going to the store and finding something. So I'm just gonna stick them in. I want the blue flower in both of them and hope I can do something to salvage that. What do you think? Doesn't look too bad. Not crazy about all that extra silver in there, but what are you gonna do? I don't want to waste my resin. So I'm going to mix up enough resin to do all of these and come back as soon as I'm ready. I mixed up 10 ounces this time. I got 2 in this cup for the caramel color and 8 in there. I hope I don't need more. I'm not gonna go too heavy on the caramel. And then I'm gonna run both of these through the vacuum chamber real quick. Oh, that's a pretty color. That'll be great for the hedgehog. Don't want to forget to spray it with alcohol. So I'm going to get all the bubbles out of everything before I pour anything. Maybe I'll do another drop. This is more of a pigment. Is it? Oh yes, this is a pigment. It's not an alcohol ink. Caramel pigment. I don't think I had this in an alcohol ink. So if you don't use too much, you'll still be able to see through it, as you can see. Just gonna let that drain on my coaster while I wait. And yeah, a lot going on in this video today. Let me grab these 2 things. I'll get them debubbled and then we'll pour. So I'm going to spray this with a little alcohol, just like I did the last one. worked really well. Squish it in all his little spikes. And pour it on in. I mixed up 2 ounces of this, so I should have some left over. I think he takes 1.5 ounces. Oh, almost the whole 2. All right, let me move this. And I'm just gonna pour from eye level, so that's why you won't be hearing anything from me. Probably gonna have to prop up this side like I always do. I think something got in there. I don't know what that is. Probably a trimming from something. Let me see. That looks good. Push it to the sides. If you dome it well enough, you won't have much trimming, if any at all. That's always my goal. Do I always achieve it? Nope. If you pour too fast, you end up overflowing it, and then you have to scrape it out, so I'm trying not to do that. That one looks good. All right, now for these 2. Of course, there's going to be more extras. A lot of the keychains I make, I'm putting on eBay now. So if you guys like the keychains, some of them may be available there. I don't give all of them away. They take a lot of work. So a lot do get given away, but some of them don't. This one looks pretty good. I mean, is it a save? I hope so. I'm gonna prop these 2 up before I let them be. Probably should do all 4 of them actually. How did I do? How many ounces do I have left? Oh my gosh, I have 3 ounces left. What am I gonna make? Actually, a couple of these, now that I propped them up, need a little bit more. That. Okay, so I have 2 ounces left. I will figure something to do with them. Spritz them with alcohol, pop any bubbles. Figure out what to do with that. I'll be back on demold. Everything is ready to unmold, although I did unmold the little stuff so I could get it done to show you. I took the cupcake and I put gold sprinkles on the little points. And Did I show you the hippos when they were done? I don't know. So this is the one I put little rhinestones on his ears, did his eyes, his nose, his mouth, his little feet. And then the two hedgehogs came out adorable. I put rhinestones in their ears and gave them a little face. You see that one? And then with the extras, the last pour, when I did the top coat, I made a shark's tooth and I put shark's teeth in the shark's tooth. And then I clear coated it with UV resin because my mold isn't shiny, so I need to make a new mold of a shiny one, and I made a keychain out of it. So that's super cool. Can you see all those cool teeth? I just put them all in there. All right, and then this mold that had that cup that I poured my extra in, it was very difficult to get out. But I got it out, but I couldn't have done it on camera. So here is this little thing. So I adorned it up with all these pretty rhinestones that change color from green to purple to blue. It's so cute. What you would use it for, I don't know. When I showed you this mold on a video, there were so many people commenting what it's used for, different things. So I don't know what the consensus was, if there was one. So I'd say just use it for whatever you want. So isn't that cute? All right, now let's unmold these. We'll do the two that she is not taking. And, oh my gosh, there we go. See what the backs look like. That was really stuck on there. All right. Here is the front. I don't know, is it a save or not a save? Here's the back. Kind of got a crackle, but yeah, that metallic does not do what I want it to do. And this one I'm sure is the same. Let's get it out. Same thing. I mean, it's kind of a cool effect here, but I really wanted it all the way through. Oh, check that out. It's swirled. Well, I did swirl it actually at the top. I didn't realize it was doing something underneath, so I wish I would have done that to this one. But that looks super cool. That's not so bad. Let's see what the backs of these look like. All in all, these aren't that bad. They're just not what I was going for, but they are pretty. The silver flake is at least silver flake. It's just not going to give me the effect that I want. So a lot of silver flake just fell. So there's really no effect on the back, of course, because it was clear. Really no trimming. Everything was domed properly. All right, well, that is that one. I hope you learned what to do and what not to do when you're doing a geode effect. Don't use flakes and don't use metallic. But the extras were super cool and the hedgehogs were cool and the hippo was cool. But this cup, man, I love the cup. This cup is so cute. All right, you will have a lot of pictures. I've got a lot of extras, so sit still for like 2 more minutes and watch all the extra photos. I will see you guys tomorrow. You have a blessed day. Bye.